artists. Today we're talking about the 2017 Tiger Triumph. This is William's bike, has 10,000 miles of trouble-free miles so far, and William's gonna actually let me ride it, and I'm gonna actually let him ride mine. So we're on our way to Llano, and I thought, why don't I shoot a video of your bike, William? Now, William's bike comes with these aluminum metal luggage. It's currently off right now, but they come off real easy and everything. What I like about these Tigers is the drive shaft. They have a drive shaft, so you don't get an oily tire. You don't have to service it. You know, it does add weight to the bike, though. That's one of the disadvantages on my KTM is a chain and sprocket. I like the chain and sprocket because it's more of a performance type powertrain, but you cannot neglect the fact that the Triumph with this drive shaft configuration virtually has no maintenance, and you don't have to do nothing to it. You don't got to change the sprocket and the chain every so often. This engine here is a 1200 cc's Triumph. It's a triple, so it has 3 cylinders. I believe this bike puts out 130 or 135 horsepower, so it's no slouch. Cruise control, and I think that this is an electric windshield, right?
That's correct.
It's an electric windshield. Cruise control. It has anti-skid, anti-lock. You know, all the bells and whistles. I think it even has the suspension. So what else this bike has is the suspension, that you can also change the suspension on the bike and on the fly. So these are very well engineered bike. I've always liked the looks of the Triumph Tiger because the front end has a very aggressive looking two headlight look, and then it's got this beak here, which is it just looks good. It's a very pretty bike. This particular bike is in blue. Look at that, William, you scratched your bike there. But so William's gonna let me ride his, and he's gonna ride mine. And one other thing I do like about these Tigers is the seat is lower than like on my KTM. The KTM is geared more of an off-road bike, and this is a more friendlier road bike, and that's mostly due to this seat height being lower. So let's get on down the road to Llano, and I can compare the two, and I'll do a little talk on it on the way down there. So William is finding out how much different the bike is right off the bat. It's a lot higher. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and kick the kickstand up for you because he seems like he can't reach the bottom, and he's taller than me. He's about 2 inches or so. All right, so let me get on it. So right off the bat, I can tell you that the bike is lower. It's a lot lower than my bike, than a KTM. There's a KTM. Now I have ridden this bike once, but okay. Okay, well, the clutch is way different than mine. It takes a lot more. You have to let it out a lot more than my bike. I like that it's lower to the ground. You know, it's kind of, you know, I haven't really got to ride it, so it's kind of unfair for me to say the differences right now.
motor feels quite different from mine, because mine is a twin and it's a very torquey engine, and this is a inline 3-cylinder, so it is naturally going to take more revs to get it up to speed. So it's just a different style of engine. And my bike is 160 horsepower, this one's 130. Still plenty of horsepower for what you need for. So we're on our way to Llano. I'm shooting this video on the way to Llano, so I'm going to use this same material for the Llano trip video and the review of the 2017 Triumph. So if you watch both videos, you'll see this clip, is what I'm trying to say. I can tell you what I feel right. My first impressions is the bike feels more plush. I feel like my seating position is more sport bike, but his doesn't have risers that are, I mean, this is 100% stock. I did put risers on the KTM, so it's slightly taller and you sit a little bit more upright. This one, it feels like a sport bike. I feel like I'm riding like my Ninja 1000. Not quite a sport bike configuration, but up there. You know, you're sort of leaning forward more than my bike. And we're on 6-speed. This has a 6-speed transmission. We're going 65 miles an hour at about 3,800 RPMs. And watch out for the cops. We're just leaving Fredericksburg. So it seems like I have to rev it a little bit more to get the power out of it, because inline 3 versus my V-twin, and it seems to be softer, like the suspension is softer. I don't know what mode he has it in. I don't think he ever messes with it. He has all these gizmos on here, and he doesn't ever mess with them. So I'm trying to figure it out as I'm riding. So I don't even know what mode the bike is in. Maybe it's on a softer suspension setting, and the throttle response is cut down. I don't know, but it does feel softer, more plush. Even the seating, I like the seat on this bike. The seat has more cushion than my KTM. Anybody that rides a KTM knows that they basically give you a wide 2x4 to sit on. But I like the bike. Very easy to ride. Wind protection. It seems to be pretty much like my KTM. I don't really feel wind, but I'm only 5'6". I feel some on my arms, but you know, it doesn't have a full fairing thing. It has a windshield, but it feels nice. And these little curves right here kind of deflect the window. I mean the wind off to the side, and I barely feel it on my arms. And the rearview mirrors are excellent. I like it. It's not vibrating or nothing like that. I can clearly see. Let me downshift it and see how much power this thing got. Not bad roll on. Now I can tell you the KTM is way faster. I mean it, at least on that little spurt there that I felt. the KTM has a lot more power. You know, I wish I could figure out this windshield. I'd like to try the windshield out. It's an electric windshield, but I think you have to find it, and I'm just too busy on the road right now to be messing with it. Check out this little place. I've never seen that before. I didn't know it was out here. I've never been out this way. So this is a completely new route for me and William. And I'm enjoying it. Yes, it's quite plush. The side-by-side it seems to take a little bit more effort than my KTM. KTM is pretty much a big sport bike, is the way I would describe it. This bike here, the one thing about this thing is the heat. There's heat coming out from this little opening right here, and you feel the engine heat. I've told William I don't know how many times to stick a piece of cardboard in there, and that would solve that problem, but he yet to do it. Now in the winter time, that heat that I feel coming up here would be really pleasant. It'd be an easy fix, but that's a roll on off of 5, off of 5th gear, full throttle. It's got enough power. It takes a while to wind out. The KTM is pretty much instantaneously. The torque curve is right there. It's right there. This one takes a while to spin it out of it. You know, it's got that inline 3. You're gonna have to rev it a little more. Let me try the braking. Let's see what I got here for braking. Oh, the braking is good. Braking is quite good. I would say on par with the KTM or better. It might be better than my KTM when it comes to braking. KTM has or whatever they're called. Brimbos. I think this has Brimbos also. I do enjoy riding this bike. I would get one if I was in a market for one. What I do like about this particular bike is it has spoke wheels, and it has the metal box. The metal box for luggage. I prefer the metal box looks. The KTM has a plastic boxes. I wish I could show you how this windshield goes up and down, but me being only 5'6", I don't really need it. Where it's at right now is actually I don't feel nothing on my helmet. Literally nothing on my helmet, nothing. Just a little bit on my arms, and that's it. Let me see, how do you set the cruise control? No, that's not how you do it. No, that's the on. How do you turn it on? Set. There we go. Okay. So I got the cruise control set at 72 miles an hour. Seems to be working really well. I do like the plusher suspension, the plushness of this bike. And like on my bike, you feel more like you're on top of it. You are a few inches higher up in the air, and you are this bike, you sit in the bike. You feel The gas tank is lower. That's what I'm trying to say. This is not really a full-on review of the 2017 Tiger 1200, but I thought I'd take advantage of riding his bike, and he can ride my bike, and I can make a little bit more content. This particular film that I'm doing right now is going to be on both videos. I'm going to put it on the review video and also use this strip here for the Llano trip video. But it's pretty out here. There's some wineries out here. This is wine country, by the way, if y'all don't know that, some of y'all. This is Texas wine country. Lots of wineries around here. So back to the bike. Yeah, I don't know how to manipulate this stuff, or else I would show you more. I'm not sure how you do it. It's quite different. Oh, there's okay. It's quite different from my bike. Looks pretty easy to manipulate, but I just don't know how to get to the different menus. I'm going to shut off the cruise control because we're getting into some curves. And since I've never been on this road, I don't know how curvy it is or not. Okay, I figured out the menu here. So, see how I lowered the windshield. Okay, now I'm getting some air. Woo! Okay, and then I can raise the windshield. Wow, that makes a big difference. So I guess William had it almost all the way up. I guess that's the reason why I wasn't getting that much wind. And now I'm going to lower it back down. And then the air, so I would probably ride it right about there, because I do like air hitting my helmet. I do like air hitting my helmet, even though it's not good for sound quality. But then I can just raise it. Lost it. Anyway, I had it working there for a little bit. It takes a little while to get used to this to the controls here. I'm standing up on the bike. Feels pretty good. You'd probably want to raise the handlebars for standing up, because I'm only 5'6". I can reach it, but it's still, you got to slightly lean down a little bit. Versus on my KTM, I stand straight up and it feels very natural. But I do got the bar risers on my bike. All right, so we have made it to Llano. We're gonna pull over and we're gonna talk about, now that Williams rode my bike for about 45-50 miles and I've done the same to him, and we can compare and what we think, what the differences are between his Tiger and my Superadventure. And I'll talk about what I dislike and what I like about his bike, and he can do the same for me. So we're riding into Llano. I've never come this way, and I've only been here once. I think it's a nice little pleasant town. Looks to be. This is a Sunday. It's about noonish, somewhere around there, maybe 1 o'clock. Apparently they're the Llano Yellow Jackets, the name of their team here. I just saw that on that water tower. There seems to be a courthouse up here. Give you a little tour of the town, maybe. These Texas towns, these small towns, they have some nice courthouses. And I think we're going to stop here in town and discuss the bikes. Well, let's go this way. Let's go this way. They still have Christmas decorations up in Llano. The reindeer, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. I think we're going to park right over here. Look at this town square. This is quite a quaint little town. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful courthouse. So far, I like Llano. Let's go and pull up here and have a little one-on-one with the differences of the bikes. So we're right here in Llano, and just check out this courthouse. It is something else. Beautiful. I don't know if this is the front. I think this is the front. I'm not really sure. There's a clock up there. It says it's about 2 or 3 minutes past noon, if it's right. This is the east side of the building. Beautiful building. It got a gazebo over there. Llano is a quite quaint little town. Okay, William, I've gave you the honor of riding my motorcycle. So what's your opinion? What do you think?
This just made my ride so much more comfortable.
Uh-huh.
It was a really nice addition to your bike.
Are you joking with me, or is that an honest? Because this is an honest review.
Oh, and get rid of that.
Okay. All right.
The bike is very tall for us.
Yes, it's
especially when you're on a hill and you're leaning this way. You
yeah.
have to carry that whole weight to try to not kick the kickstand up.
Yeah. It is a struggle that I've learned to deal with, but yes, it is a tall bike. Your bike is tall, but
no, not as tall as this.
Yeah, this is. But you gotta remember, this is a more serious off-roader type motorcycle.
Yeah, you can feel the power in this a lot more. It's got a lot of power. And I can definitely feel the ride.
The what?
And I can definitely feel that the ride was a little bumpier because of the tires, I guess. I don't know.
No, I think my suspension is set on sport, and I just noticed while I was riding yours, yours is set on normal, so yours is a lot softer to ride.
Oh, exactly.
And your seat is softer.
It's very high, very nice. It's a good ride. I felt very powerful and strong in it. But other than that, it was nice, a little dirty. It's not as clean as mine.
Yeah, it's not as clean as yours. Yeah, this is a rare occasion that your bike is actually cleaner than mine, which is because I just took it to Kennedy, and
oh, did you?
Yeah, and it got dirty a little bit, you know, because the bugs and all that. But so what's the overall thing? You just
had a good time riding it.
Yeah, and it's just the height, right? It's just the height. It's the only thing that's really kind of yeah, you just have to get used to it. See, I've gotten so used to it now that when I get on your bike, I feel like, wow, this is a low rider.
So no, it was a nice ride, nice bike. You can feel the power in it.
Yeah, I can tell you that this bike has more power.
Yeah.
But it has that twin sport engine in there. Now, so let's go. Let's talk about the Tiger. Oh. So let's talk about the Tiger. The number one thing, William, is the engine heat. That is ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
I've already told you to stick a piece of cardboard in there, but you won't do it. I don't know, it fathers me. You'd rather roast your nuts
Show them
than put a piece of cardboard.
Show them where the heat's coming from.
It's coming from this gap right here.
Now there's heat coming now. There is some heat on the side too. I can feel it on the inside of my thighs. There is some heat. The number one problem with this bike is the heat, but it'll be easily fixed. And I'm gonna probably fix it today, so I don't have to deal with that no more. I'm gonna stick some cardboard in there. I'm gonna take the seat out and put a piece of cardboard in there. Bah, problem gone. In the wintertime, you pull it off, you got yourself a heater. That's a good little heater there. So that's my number one gripe about it.
Chestnuts roasting in an open fire.
Yes, it's chestnuts roasting on an open fire. That's right. Now, you had it set in normal mode.
Did you change it?
No, I left it alone. I left everything like that. I figured out your windshield here is phenomenal. That thing is nice. You raise it up and I don't feel nothing. I mean, it is like, there for a while when I first got on, I said, man, this has a lot of wind protection. But then I figured out the windshield, it's electric, and I lowered it and it felt great. I could feel the wind or I could cut it off. That's very good. Very good. The engine, me coming off a KTM, it's a smooth engine. Don't get me wrong, it's a smooth engine, but it doesn't deliver the power like the KTM, but it's not meant to. It does its own thing. It has 130 horsepower. It's plenty. You're not gonna have any problems getting up and go. 6-speed transmission, I have no problem with that. I really liked your brakes. I got on hard on the brakes there on the way down here, so I don't have any. The only thing is your bike sits more forward. Have you noticed that? It's more like a sport bike than mine. Mine is more upright. But then again, I changed the risers on my bike, and so my bars are higher, which causes me to sit up more. I don't know if that's natural. I mean, how it would be
part of it
without the risers. I don't know, because I've always had the risers on there. I like the aesthetics of the bike. The bike looks good. Everything else. If I would not hesitate to buy one of these. I think it's, you put 10,000 miles on it, trouble-free miles, and you've had it for at least 2 years now, 3 years. I don't know. It's been a while, but it's a good bike.
2 years, 3 years.
It's a good bike. So where are we going next? I guess we're gonna talk about the next game plan and where we're gonna head from here. But that's all I gotta say about the Tiger. That's the difference. It's a great bike. I got my KTM. I like my KTM, and they're both good bikes. Both good bikes. It's a beautiful town.